Okay, here we are. Welcome back. Episode 5 now. So, yeah, taking a bit longer than I was planned to. You know, 3 episodes now to get the grass work done. But we've got some pretty small kit. So what I've done is I set off the course play. So just getting the rows made up. And the Bales just on our fellow mod with a slight offset. So he'll just follow along and scoop up the very small grass swath here. So what's happening, okay, it's now, it's coming up to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock now, and it is due to rain pretty heavy again at 1 o'clock, so we're going to head up to the farm, grab the loadle, and we're going to crack on with trying to get some of these bales down into the shed. They won't be stacked perfectly just yet, because we haven't got the height in the loadle to lift them up very high, so for now we'll just get them into the shed here behind me, and out of the elements as fast as we can, essentially. We might try and ferment them down the line, get a wrapper and just wrap them up, or we'll see how we get on. We have got the grazing mod enabled, so again, the grass work isn't too bad, but at least we've got some bales as backup, and then worst case we can just sell some bales off if we need to, and make a bit of extra cash. Again, it's going to be pretty tricky getting these loaded up. We're going to need a trailer at some point, but for now we'll just we'll do the best we can. Let me just see if I can get two at least. I don't know if it will flip up or not, or if it will struggle too much to lift one. So one's okay. Just pop this one down here quickly. And see if we can get two loaded up here. There we go, not too bad. And they're pretty small bales as well, so they're not going to weigh us down too much. So yeah, here we go. Going to take a while, obviously, up and down with this old thing, but it is necessary to get them out of the way. Hope we don't get stuck again. Full speed. And there we go again. We'll just get them in here for now. It's not going to be perfect stacking, like I said, but we'll do the best we can with the tools we've got. I think once we start getting more in as well, they'll stack in a bit tighter. I'll just get these two back against the corner and make it a bit easier. Oh, okay, the dog's barking. Yeah, I am back home now, just for a couple of days, so do excuse the dogs barking. Of course, they haven't barked for about 2 hours now, and the second I start recording, they start barking. So we'll just ignore them. Hopefully you can't hear them too much. I plan to do a live stream at some point. Maybe, I don't know, when I hit 200 subs, which is not far off now. We've gained about 10 in the last couple of days, which is really good. So I'm thinking around about the 200 sub mark. Maybe do a live stream. See if we can get a live stream set up. And just try and chat to some of you guys a bit more live. Get your inputs and see how we get on, really. It's going to be tricky now with this one here. I have to flip it around. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to invest in a cheap trailer at some point, but obviously at the moment we haven't got time to get ourselves a trailer before the rain comes. There we go. I'm sort of wishing now that some more rolled down the hill. Make our lives a lot easier. That'll do us for now. Oh. I think the next field of cost though is a lot more by the gate, so it will save us a lot of time and hassle. But classic farm sim physics, you do get stuck on things quite easily on this game. It's quite irritating. Literally like a millimetre can be touching a fence and it will just stop you. So thank God for super strength mod to unhook yourself sometimes. Oh. Yeah, so there's a perfect example of getting stuck when you shouldn't. Just quickly jump out here. Need to make sure I stick to the track. Of course, you wouldn't actually get stuck on a small little lump. Then again, it's fairly deep, but still. We'll just avoid that middle of the track from now on. So this should be the last of the cow farm for now. Obviously we've done 2 episodes, or episode 3 now, on the farm. And again, we can't do much until October, so we'll finish up here, and then we'll head down to the arable farm. And I think maybe the soybeans might be ready for harvest in October as well. I think one is a growth stage behind, so one could be ready and everyone won't, so I'm going to have to wait until a day or 2 later so I can harvest them all at the same time. It will save us a lot of fuel in the long run and time. So that'll probably be the next episode, is going down there and getting the soybeans done. We'll check the corn as well, we'll see how the corn's getting on, and then once all they've been harvested we can obviously start doing prep work for the winter crops we're going to put in, if there's time and if the ground's suitable. And we can get them cultivated up, and if we can, fertilise as best we can with some manure and slurry from the farm here. But at the moment, again, we haven't got all the gear we need. We're going to need spreaders and all sorts to get that done, but that will come with time. And we've got obviously 40 grand in the bank. I'm just going to let this bale go for now. We've got 40 grand in the bank, which obviously won't last us a whole lot of time once we start buying kit. So I think for now the best option is to just play it safe and just buy things if absolutely necessary. Yeah, we could buy a trailer right now, but we'll get and buy without one right now. So let's just bide our time, get some more money in the bank first. No, don't roll away. There we go. Come here, you. There we go. 2 more. I'm not sure the bale count is. I think about 40 bales on the bale counter. So not too many. We're doing 2 at a time. Just lift these up slightly. There we go. Yeah, but we're getting... Shouldn't take too long, actually. God's sake, as long as we don't get stuck on this every time. Shh, ridiculous. Again, we'll leave a gap, so we'll have as many as we can. We'll do 2 rows at the start, do as many as we can, and we'll put the hay bales in next to these as best as we can. But we just need to get them as tight as we can. I think what we'll do is we'll just get them in lined up first, and we can come down the end and squish them up as best we can. It's a pretty large barn, so we've got plenty of space. Obviously fermented ones will have the benefit of just leave them out in the field for a couple of months, or just leave them laying around the farm. There's no need to put them under cover. But I'm pretty sure this without seasons like you had in 19, the bales won't actually degrade over time in the weather. but we're going to just assume they will and play it a bit. It's best being a bit more realistic if we can. So what I'm thinking is, do I go up to the top first and try and roll them down? We missed a bit of grass here, but it's fine. I'll see if we can make it to the top first. And I might just try and get them knocked and get them rolling down the hill. Should save us a lot of trips up and down. But we'll see. We shall see. Good little mod though. I do like this little mod. It's very small, but looks quite cool. So I think these ones I've given up rolling because they're too low down, not enough momentum. So we'll get these ones loaded up, and then we'll like that. But saves us a few trips at least. Not the most conventional way, like I said, but it does get the job done. I'm not sure what actually happened to a bale in real life. You just roll it down a hill, but it would just fall apart. Who knows? That one's going to roll now, that's fine. We'll leave that one do its thing. I'll grab this one here. Oh, missed. Struggling now, because I'm too close on the other one. So let's place this one down. Let's get ourselves a bit closer on the end there. Let's see how this gets on now. Hope that's a bit better. There we go. So let me see how many bells we've got. So 1, 2, 3, 5 there. Another 2, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So about 15 bells. And then I think there's about 5 in the next field. So only another 7 or 8 trips or so. It shouldn't take as long as we expecting. And then we've got the bottom field, obviously, with the tractor and the mower ongoing down there. You just see them on the right hand side now. I think they might be done actually. Looks like they just finished. I think they've missed some grass though. Oh dear. We'll come back for that one, I think. I mean, I probably could get them double stacked actually, but I don't think we will need it. But it will be useful. Well, ideally they want to be stacked the other way because they're just going to tumble over us. I think we'll leave it like this for now. And then the next batch we do next year, we can improve our stacking. So we have got the front loader down at the other farm, the JCB loader. So there's the option to get that one up here at some point, get on the back of a trailer. Oh, where's my bale gone? There's 2 in that field there, and everyone's vanished, so... Yeah, I'm stuck again. I might have to landscape there a bit, I think. Just smooth it out slightly. If it lets me. Ideally we could get a front loader as well for one of the tractors, and we can front load the with a front loader and get a bale mount on the rear, and then we can do 2 on the front and 1 on the back. But again, it's just money and the power the tractor needs. So if you're still here, obviously this series is doing quite well actually, a lot better than I was hoping. It's got me quite a few subscribers, in around about 10, so obviously those guys or ladies that did see this video and subscribe because of it, or the first Purbeck Valley, thank you and welcome to the channel. And obviously again, if you are a long time subscriber since March, it's just like my channel, again welcome and thanks for sticking by. Hope you're enjoying this series. Got the Wyoming stuff as well, which I got back to, but won't lie, I'm enjoying this series a bit better, more UK based. It's quite nice to have. Made a right mess up here. And you had a comment as well for I think it's Sloth Squad Gaming about doing some multiplayer and some advice and stuff. So thanks for your comments on the last few videos. Appreciate the input. And yeah, for sure, if you are watching this one, we can definitely get some multiplayer going at some point. Either on this map, helping out, or maybe on the Italian series where it's just a time lapse, so it doesn't matter too much. We mess up too much because we can just cut out a lot of time lapse stuff. But as always, if anyone else wants to join, it'd be pleasure to have people in. I'm going to do a live stream as well, hopefully at some point. So maybe you will save the multiplayer for the live streams. We'll get some people on board to help out. Like definitely times like now, it'd be very useful to have a few farm workers helping me get the bales in and doing multiple jobs for me, so I haven't got to set up courses and so on. Any help would be appreciated. But as I say, until I can get a routine going with the series and we can arrange a date, ideally it has to be UK based as well, preferably just for time zones. But again, we can discuss that. Again, feel free to join the Discord. We can have a bit more discussion on the Discord and get those things going, because it definitely would be good for this channel. And if you've got your own channel as well, again, it's good for your own channel to get some different videos going. Right, I've been talking here and I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm making a right mess of this. I'm just going to very quickly do this, because I'll be all day adjusting that forks. There we go. I won't do it all the time, but there's times where you've just got to use super strength, and that was one of those times. I grabbed these two, well, there's 3 here actually, these little runaways. Oh, missed that completely. These roll so much. Oh, physics in this game sometimes, honestly, it does make me question the game. Because I've talked enough. I think what I'll do is I'll pop back in 10 minutes or so in game, get a few of these loaded up, and then we'll pop back in towards the end of the loading up here, and I'll try and stack them up a bit neater. So I'll be back soon. Back then, last 2 bales we've got here from the main field, and as expected, the weather is just on time. We're pretty full in the shed now, well, at least on the first 2 rows. So I think we'll do, just to save time in the future, so we'll just pop these into the main area here, up next to the feeders, and then we can just load them straight in then when we need them. And then we've got a few more out in the other field. And I think the I got a notification saying the fuel's run out for vehicles once more. So the workers have run out of fuel, so I need to check which one. Try and push these up against that. That'll do us for now. And so it's a good job that we got the one with the top on. Because there was an option on this vehicle for the cab option not available. I guess we definitely needed the cab option. So we'll just head down. In fact, I'll take the fuel with us now because I've never got no fuel. It's not ideal, but the it has been at 18 degrees still. It's not rained for a couple of days, so the grass is somewhat dry. It's just going to need drying out as best we can. So it shouldn't be too wet. It's only been raining for a few minutes now, so it's not ideal baling it straight away, but it's better than having to wait days and days to get it dry again. Come on. Right, there we go. So again, we'll head this down to the field, and I think the green one is now out of fuel. I think the Ford should be okay. So the problem with these little small tanks and this big workload is that the fuel tanks are going to run out fairly quickly. But we'll go see which one it was. It's quite annoying because it's not even halfway done yet. Jump in here. Yeah, there we go. I'll just hit delete. Just continue the course. And off they go again. Up the bell in the way, let's just give that a nudge. So you got stuck on those ones now, ain't it? It's the problem with AI workers, is that they are stupid. Oh, God's sake, really. There we go. Hopefully they don't collide too much with each other, so I think he is starting the up and down rows now. I mean, they are right up already, but it's just easier to get the baling done automatically. Oh, what's happened here? It's all going terribly wrong now, isn't it? Right, there we go. Let's get this out of the way. And we'll head up to the, I think, field 41 and grab the rest of the bales up there. I think there's only about 4 up there, 4 or 5. And then we'll head down and start getting these out of the rain. So I think just to save time, I'll put these in this little shed here for now, and we'll collect them another time. And we're gonna have dramas with this truck as well. So what I'll do is I'll just come back in a minute and get these stacked up, or else we're gonna spend the next 10 minutes just watching me unstick these vehicles for now. So again, I'll be back shortly and get these bales sorted out. So just over an hour or so, got these bales out the way. Not ideal, a little bit wetter than we were expecting, but they are now under some cover. And again, we'll just move those across to the feeding area, use those up first once the rain stops. So we'll head down and see how they're getting on down at the bottom of the field with this last bit of grass. Again, it's going to be quite wet. It's not ideal. I think we'll have to cut our losses at some point. Looks like the vehicles keep getting caught on each other as well, which is not ideal. Again, it's a pretty small field. There isn't much turning space. I'll just shut this one down here a minute. Yeah, so they're getting caught up on each other here. So we'll stop the workers quickly. And just jump in and do this manually. Be a lot easier. So yeah, we'll just do this manually. We'll let the baler cut follow on. I think we'll just leave these bales down. I think they're going to be wet either way. So we'll just let them stay in the field. The time it takes to get them loaded in, they'll be just too wet either way. So we'll leave them out in the field, and eventually they'll dry out. Do it with the best. We'll just sell them off for whatever they're worth, or we'll chuck them in, get them fermented, and we'll use them as waste products into the BGA if necessary. But I think this field is definitely a goner. I mean, look at the yield. The yield's gone terrible now, so. And we're just having dramas with these bales being in the way. Oh no, I think they just lost the track. Not ideal. Try and make a bigger swath here, save ourselves some up and downs. But yeah, again, I'm not sure how much the weather affects it. I don't know if the weather even affects bales at all, if it's wet. But like I said, I mean, it's only been an hour or two since it started raining in fury. And it's only for feed. It's not necessarily, you know, mixed up too much. It's just bales for feeding. So we're not getting premium products here. We're just getting enough grass. Well, we're in season. It's more just for funding and some extra feed, really. And again, we have got grazing mod enabled. Hopefully that is working in the background if we do run out. So we're just making use of what we've got, really. I mean, we may have been better off just waiting until October when it's dry and just doing hay and a few, maybe one grass field. But again, it's the first time doing the cut, so I suppose we'll just see how much yield we actually get, really. I mean, we have got a fair amount of bales, but we have got 40 cows, 20 in each pasture, so, well, 20 in the barn, obviously 20 in the field, and we are going to need feed as well for the indoor barn out in the field over there. So I'm sure come winter we're definitely going to need all of this bales available, especially if we do get maize plus enabled. Obviously it's going to increase our feeding requirements quite significantly, so it is worthwhile topping up now, I suppose. So obviously workers are useful, but there are times where you just get it done yourself. It's a lot faster. So I think I'll crack on with this field, get this grass baled up, and then we'll jump back in and we'll give a couple things, and then we'll head down to the other farm and just see how the crop's getting on, see how we're looking for the next harvest. Yes, here we are then. As I mentioned, we'll finish up here. We'll leave the bales out in the field. I think we've pretty much lost them now, so just need to turn off my running multiplier. So we'll just pack up the equipment now. And there's a good few bales out in the field. So we'll head up to the sheds. Just get this guy to follow. Head up to the sheds and we'll pack up the baler and stuff. And we'll head down to the main farm and see how things are going on down there. Obviously been up here for a couple of days now. Well, a couple of weeks we've been up here helping out the family. So we probably should head down and see how things are getting on. Obviously there isn't a whole lot we can do. It's just crop down there. So it's not like we just supervise up here like the cows need feeding and so on. We can just leave the crop do its thing. I don't think the tractor's following. Yeah, there's one. Just park this one in here for now. We'll leave that one on the cover for now. So that's us really. Like I say, we'll head down now. Let me turn these lights off. Don't want the battery dying. And we'll quickly check the feed actually. I mean, they were topped up quite well before we start the series. So yeah, let's have a look what we got before we end. Yeah, so plenty of water. Just over 1,000 litres of milk we've got. We haven't got a container for that yet actually, to actually transport it, which we are going to need. And we can actually get some cheese and butter producing. I think we'll need a bit more than 1,000 litres to get that going first. Okay, so I'll head down to the farm and I'll see you down there very soon. Okay, here we are then, back at the farm. So we'll quickly take a look around. So there's a dog, good boy. So again, the corn is at growth stage 5. So it could be used for forage if we wanted to, but we haven't got the equipment for that just yet. And then we'll head around the back quickly, we'll cut for the farm here. Soybeans, 2 fields worth here. So again, we've got growing stage 5. And the weeds are at medium. Again, we haven't done any weeding this year, so we are going to have a fair amount of weeds to deal with once we get all these fields harvested and cultivated again. And again, growth stage 6 here. So this one will be ready early October, I believe. Let's just check the growth calendar. So soybeans, yeah, harvest season October, November. So I expect this field here will be ready in October, unless this one's a stage behind annoyingly. So we can either harvest all in November or we can do one field. The problem is I don't think there's a route up here, and it's pretty narrow. In the harvester we take out a lot of crop as well, so I think we have to wait actually to harvest these two in November when they're both ready to be harvested. And then the corn again October we can harvest. I think one field is got one more stage to go. Cut through here. So stage 5. And this one is at stage 5 also, so they're both going to be ready probably November time really for harvest, which means we may have to do a bit more work up at the main farm, or the dairy farm. We might have to do our hay in October, which I think I might skip the episode. I might just do off camera and get the hay made up, and then we'll jump back in. I expect November time. I'll have a think, and we'll go from there really. But until then, thank you again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.